Hi, I'm Kaydia, and this is my story about time.
Two friends from an island in the Caribbean set out on a journey to find inspiring stories told by the persons who lived them.
So with a camera bag and an open mind, they learned that the best part of life is not the destination, but
The journey.
For me, I was always, thinking about life, always just wanting to achieve something, be something different from, just being Kaydia Levien, I always want to be something great, but I'm always thinking about, I'm always, what's next? What can I do? And I found that dream in 2018. I remember first I used to just, I've been with my husband's business for from maybe about 2013. I've been, assisting him with his business, and I just wanted to have my own and not to just, be here and be with him all the time. I want to do something for myself. And I remember I used to be on my phone very often, talking to family because I didn't have much to do, talking to family and just idling around, calling everybody, where can we go this weekend? Where can we go here and there? And I remember my little brother said to me, that's all you're going to sit and do? You're just going to sit and call this cousin and that cousin and, what is it that you want, What is it? I don't, you're not this type of person, I want you to achieve something. And every day he would say to me, think about what you want to do, stop wasting time, stop idling. And I remember one night I went on Amazon, and I've tried several things before, and I would bring across the ideas to him, and he would say to me, don't waste my time, leave me alone, don't waste my time. And I remember one night I was on Amazon and I was thinking really hard because I was feeling really bad to know that my little brother was telling me that, I'm an idler, I need to find something and do. I was feeling really bad, and I went on Amazon and I was looking through some stuff, and I said, Lord, what can I do? I don't have any money to start it, and I wanted to do it on my own without, any assistance from my husband or anybody. So I remember I was checking out Amazon and I saw some party stuff, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to drop the things in the basket to stuff without the first dollar to even start. And I remember the next day I said to my husband, I want to start a business. And I said, but I don't have the money to start it. And he said, okay, since you want to do it on your own, start saving. So I said, man, that seemed like a long time because that was $1 million worth of stuff. So I remember saying to my little brother, and he said to me, get away from here. Don't waste my time. You're not doing anything. You do this over and over and you don't do anything. So I said, okay. I said, you want to partner with me? You want us to do this together? And he said, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do anything with you. You're wasting my time. Get away from here. And I remember talking to a friend of mine, and she said to me, I can help you to get a loan. And I said, okay, at least I know that I'm the one paying for it. I'm not getting it for free. So it's still, me paying back for it. And she got me I spoke with her like the Wednesday, and by the Monday the loan was approved. I got $1 million in my account. $1 million in my account. And I went on Amazon and I purchased the things. And when I purchased the stuff, I it was coming close to it was in October I purchased them, and then I went to Florida in November, and I went up on that, I call that my business trip, and I was feeling really good. I said, man, I'm going up for business this time. It's not going up to just shop or do anything like that. This is business now, and I feel good, and I say, yeah, finally. So I went to Florida. When I went to Florida, I went to the place where I sent them off to, and I opened the garage, and I see this whole heap of boxes, plenty, and I said, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I was wondering if I really ordered these, or Amazon is overreacting with all the boxes. And so I said, man, but I feel really good. I said, oh, we're going to ship these off now because of a whole heap of things. And I shipped them off with the assistance of my cousin. She was with me at the time, and I waited maybe about 2 weeks, and my things arrived, and I was excited. But my plan was to just do a party rental. But when my husband gave me a storeroom, he gave me a space for myself that's upstairs, his business, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna store the stuff there and just rent out stuff, just use that as a storage area. But then I started painting the walls. It was looking really bad up there. Nobody wanted to rent it because the walls were dirty. It needed tiling, there wasn't any electricity, there was nothing. So you wouldn't even have an idea to do anything there because it's a lot of work if you're going to do something. But I said, you know what, let me paint it. And I painted the storeroom. And I remember I was using pink and blue party colors, and I said, man, and I got my first rental the next day after the things came. I think it was 2 days after I got my first rental, and I went out. And when I came back in with them, I didn't get anything again until maybe February. And I said, no, this can't work. I can't sit and wait on rentals. I'm going to try something new. So with that space that wasn't ready for anything at all, the paintings on the wall gave me some ideas. As I said before, I have a creative mind, so I'm always thinking. And when I painted the storeroom, I said, man, I could turn this into a venue, a kids' party venue. And I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I remember I was laying out the tables and the chairs, and I was putting up decoration, and the bounce house was out, and I had everything out. And my little brother came and he laughed, and he said to me, you're just wasting your time. Why are you doing that? You always do something, You don't make any sense. Why are you doing that? I said, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do an ad. I'm going to advertise and see if I can get some customers. And I did. I advertised, and I advertised on Facebook. And I had some potential customers. I was excited. They didn't confirm anything, but at least they called and they asked, and I was excited. And then I remember I came up with a party deal. I went as low as $15,000 to host a party. With bounce house, trampoline, decor, chairs, tables, music, popcorn, juice. You get all of that for $15,000. So it was a deal that you really can't refuse that deal, regardless of how the place was. But I tried to make it as attractive as possible. And I remember when any customer would walk in, and they would look around like this, and but just my personality alone, they had the party there. They say, just your personality. I don't really like the place, but I love your personality. And they went ahead, and I got few bookings, and then it started. I was doing parties 3 times, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going into Sunday, Monday, and then it became a little overwhelming, and I decided to start, expanding. So I said, you know what? Let me partner with my cousin Michelle. She's my best friend, and she's my best friend and my cousin. And I said, you know what? So I asked her, I said, cause you want to, cause at first my little brother want to hop on board with me. And I said, no. When I asked you, you didn't want to, I said, Michelle, have the resources, so I'm going with Michelle. So I said, because you want to partner with me? And she said yes, because she loved that sort of stuff too, and she wanted to do something for herself as well. So and we partnered, and I sold her half of the business, and then we renovated the area. We tiled, we paint the walls, we did a lot of work to make it more attractive to customers. And having done that, we started getting a lot of bookings, which became overwhelming. So we were so happy. Business was going on. We were, going out, having fun. Life was nice. I'm like, oh yes, this is the life. I finally reached where I want to be. But then the pandemic came. It was in March, and let me tell you something. We had bookings. We had bookings that we were thinking of getting a next place because it was overwhelming. And when that first coronavirus case came to Jamaica, I remember we had like about 20 parties in reserve, and I remember like maybe about the first case, and like 5 called that very same day and canceling. I'm like, oh my God. Then all 20 people started canceling, and I said, this is it. I said, we're going to be down and out for a while. I was really stressed, because, you feel like, yes, you reached the peak now, and you're finally doing something that you love at the same time, and this pandemic just came and stopped everything. And I was really depressed. It was in March. I was depressed. I was back to square one. Business closed down for a while, and I was back with my husband again. I was back with him, and I was just sad. And then I remember in April, up to April, I was really depressed, not having anything to do. And I was thinking, what can I do in this pandemic? What else can I do? But there was nothing. There wasn't anything, because all businesses were, affected by the coronavirus. So. All right. So, business was down. I was really depressed. And to add to that as well, I was taking a shower, and I felt a lump in my right breast. And I wasn't even thinking it was anything, because I'm always doing my checks, because I'm from a family with cancer, especially my paternal side. So I was taking a shower, and I felt a lump, and I after the shower, I went to my husband and I said, there's a lump in my breast. And he said to me, I said, feel it, it's huge. And he said to me, when he felt it, he said, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just premenstrual syndrome. So I said, okay, let me watch it until May, let me see what happened. And in May, I stayed with that. When my menstruation came in April, it went away. I didn't feel it again. But then in May, it came back earlier than I felt it the first time, and I said, I really need to go and get this checked out. My birthday was May 3rd, so in that time I felt the lump. That time again, it was, but it wasn't that big. But then like maybe a week after my birthday, it had gotten bigger. So I said, what? Let me go and get this checked out. My cousin was saying to me, when you reach 30 and 31, these things happen. It's just hormones. And I wasn't going to get it checked out, but somehow I followed my mind, and I said, what? I'm going to call the doctor. But I did. I called the doctor, and at that time, I wasn't even serious about maybe going to the doctor. I was just saying, let me call and make the appointment. If I go, I'll go. If I don't go, then that's fine. But when I made the appointment and I went to the doctor, I think I went to the doctor about the Wednesday. I went to the doctor, and she said to me, I told her that I have a lump in my breast, and she said to me, how long I, felt lump, and I was telling her, and she said to me, okay, just go and lay on the bed and let me see what the girls are up to. And I went on the bed, and she started, examining my boobs. And when she examined the left one, she said, oh, that one is okay. When she touched the right one, she said, this is huge. And then she said, okay, put on your clothes. And I said to her, I have history. So she asked me about family history. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, yes, I have, my family history. My dad, my paternal side, they have cancer, everybody, And she said to me, okay, I'm going to send you to do a mammogram and ultrasound. And she gave me the referral to do the mammogram and ultrasound. And I said, okay, I'm going to go the Thursday. I'm not going to wait. At this point, I still wasn't thinking it was anything, because she said to me, maybe it's just something that they're going to aspirate, because she didn't seem alarmed or alert herself. So, I wasn't worried, but it was just out of precaution that she gave me the referral to do the mammogram and ultrasound. So I went the next day. I made the appointment same day, and I got a next day appointment. And when I went to do the mammogram and ultrasound, I remember I did the mammogram, and I was looking at the radiologist, and she didn't seem, alert or anything, so I was feeling really good. And then I went in the ultrasound room, and when I went in the ultrasound room, she said to me, the radiologist, she was like, So I said, what happened? And she said to me, so I said, is it something that you're going to aspirate? And she said, no, we're not. This is not something we're going to aspirate. She said, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what's going on. And I said, what is happening? And she said to me, she said, this is breast cancer. And I said, doctor, are you serious? And she said, yes. And she said, whatever it, I said, my heart just skip a beat. And she said, why your heart skip a beat? I said, because of what you said. And she said to me, whatever it is, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. And I said, she must be joking. This is going to be serious. I was there waiting on her to tell me that she's joking. But she wasn't joking. She was serious. She came out of the room, and I got myself dressed. And I was so nervous. I was shaking. There and then I feel that my whole world fell apart. And she said to me that, she gave me the report, and she said, you have to get a biopsy done. And she said, make the appointment now to do the biopsy so you don't wait, because everybody is waiting because of the pandemic. Everything is pushed back. So I said, okay, let me take back the report to my doctor first. So that very same day, I went back to my doctor with the report. And she said to me, we have to get a biopsy done. She said, you have to do a surgical biopsy. And I said, okay. And she said, you have no waiting time. This is no waiting time. We have to get the biopsy done now, and I want the results soon. And I'm like, oh my God, this seems really serious. And there and then she called the surgeon right away, and she said, it's better to remove the thread than to wait with it. You have to do the surgical biopsy. And I said, okay, can I get some time to think? And she said, no, there is no waiting time. You have to get the surgical biopsy done. And that very same day, so everything was just happening so fast. And that very same day, I went to see the breast surgeon, and he looked at the report, and he said, there are lymph nodes involvement, and, he checked for the lump, and he said, okay, he said to give him a date that I want to do the biopsy. And I said, okay, I'll call you later. So I went home, and my husband and I, we discussed it, and with family as well. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it the Monday. I'm not going to wait. So this was the Thursday, and then the Monday, I was in surgery doing a surgical biopsy. It was really, really painful. I can tell you, it was painful. And I remember before the biopsy, it was a Saturday before the biopsy, on the Monday, my daughter was with me that weekend, and she was playing a song. She's 4, she was playing a song, you know, it was the fight song. This is my fight song. And I remember I was listening to that song and I started crying. I looked at her and I started crying. And I mean, since then, that song is my song, you know. It's both of us song. And that weekend was emotional. It was an emotional weekend for me. And I did the biopsy on the Monday, the surgical biopsy. At that time, my daughter was with her godmother and sister. And that week I was, you know, I was in a little pain, but I was thinking, I was worried. I was, you know, but I was worried, but I was still being positive at the same time that it would come out to be nothing, you know. I was hoping that the result would, you know, it would just be something else. But I waited 3 weeks. During that 3 weeks, I was having a lot of sweets. My body was just craving sweets. I was eating beef that I never usually eat. I was eating beef. I was eating a lot of meat, you know, rice and flour and everything sweet. Ice cream, chocolate. I was eating one ice cream after another, just like that, you know. I've never seen my body crave so much sweets before, but I think that was my final 3 weeks of eating sweets. I think it was on a Friday. I ordered a lunch from a Chinese restaurant. I ordered chicken. I ordered sweet and sour chicken, and I ordered some fried rice, and I was so hungry. And I remember my husband and I, we went to get the lunch, and after we collected the lunch and he was driving out, I got a message on my phone. So I took up the phone and I realized it was my doctor, the breast surgeon, and he said, you know, I have the results and it's not good. I remember those, you know, I remember that message, and I dropped the phone same time, you know, it's as if the phone shocked me, and I started crying. I was like this, and I started crying, and my husband was asking me what happened, and I said the doctor just messaged me and he said he has the results and it's not good, and I was crying, and my husband said to me, you know, let us go and see what he's saying and see what can be done, you know, what treatments what can be done. And I went to the doctor right away. I didn't bother to eat the food. I didn't want the food. I didn't want anything. I didn't want the food, you know, but I was so hungry. I wish I'd eaten the food before I got the result. But when I went to the doctor, I went into his office, my husband and I, and he said to me, you know, it is cancer, and my husband asked him, you know, what is the next step? And he said to me, okay, I'm going to put you on some pills for now because it's estrogen and progesterone positive, meaning my hormones is what creating the problem. And he said to me, I'm going to put you on these pills now. Let me start you on them right away. It's a hormone blockers, right? So, and he said to me, we would need to do, you know, more surgeries would need to be done. But he said we can try the pills and see if everything will be okay, because the type of tumor that I have is tumor 1, and it's not fast growing, it's slow growing. And he said that sometimes the pill will help to shrink the tumor, so I may not even need surgery. But what happened is that I was feeling, you know, pain in my lower abdomen, and I went to see the gynecologist. All this was happening one time. So I went, after that visit with the doctor, I went to see my gynecologist, and he said to me, he did an ultrasound and he saw a cyst. It was an ovarian cyst. And he said to me, you know, I don't like what I'm seeing because I don't know if there's a link between what is going on with the breast and there. So he said to me, the best thing to do is to remove the ovaries, you know. And it was a tough decision, you know. I'm just 31 and I'm hearing about this breast thing, and now I'm hearing about this ovarian cyst, and I'm so worried that there's a link between them, because, you know, that would be a serious problem. And he said to me, okay, so then I went back to my breast surgeon and I tell him what's going on. I did a blood test. I think it was a CA 125. The levels were okay, but they said that the cancer is hormonal driven. It's driven by estrogen, and they said that the best thing to do is just remove the ovaries. So I said, can all operation be done at once, instead of going back to surgery so many times? And he said yes. So he said to me, do you want to, he was giving me the option of getting, reconstruction. And I said, I just want to take them off. I'm scared of anything coming back. I just want to remove them. And he said to me, no, you're very young and image is a big thing. And especially the business that you're in, I'm sure, the best decision is to just do reconstruction. And I said, okay, I will just do the reconstruction. Within a week, I was in surgery. I did a hysterectomy, I did a oophorectomy, a nipple-sparing mastectomy, and I did the reconstructive surgery all in one operation. I remember when I went in the hospital, I was nervous. My whole family was like, no, don't do this, this is too much surgery all at once, get a second opinion. I'm like, no, I am not waiting. I want to get this over with. I need to get this cancer out of my body. I just want to get this over with. And my little brother, he was with me again, and he was there thinking. He wasn't so positive, he was saying, no, don't do it. What if you don't pull through? He was like, tell me a password for your bank card, give me all the information. And I was nervous myself, but I just wanted to get it over with. I was always godly, but now I'm more godly than before. But I prayed before I went into surgery that morning, and I was like, God, walked with me. And when they came for me in that hospital room to take me to the theater, the nervousness, everything was gone. I was fine. I was ready. I was like, let's do this. And I remember listening to a gospel song before, and then I remember I was playing the fight song, and I said, I have to do this for my daughter and for my family. I have to pull through. I have to think positive that I will make it. And when I went into theater that morning, all the nervousness went away. I was just ready to get this over with. And I did all surgeries. I did all the surgeries. I remember when I came out of theater, I was in a lot of pain. Let me tell you something, a lot of pain. Imagine removing your ovaries, your uterus, you're removing every single thing and doing the breast surgery, I was in pain. I remember I was saying to the porter, pain. That was the first thing I uttered out of my mouth, was just, pain. And I went back, on ward, and I was on the ward, but I was in a lot of pain. I was out of it for like maybe 2 days. And I was home the Monday. I went home the Monday, and by the Tuesday, I was up and running. I was on the road by the Wednesday, and everybody was saying, no, you're not supposed to be on the road. You're supposed to be in bed. I was walking. I was here and there, and and everybody is like, you're really, really strong. You're really strong, and that kept me going. Everybody telling you that you're strong. You can do this, and they're saying that I couldn't do it. And it really gave me some strength, because I was saying to myself, whatever it is, I'm not doing chemotherapy, because you hear all these horrible things about chemotherapy, losing your hair, being sick, how much it damages your body. But sometimes you just have to go with what's best for you, the best treatment. But I was still adamant about, I said, I'm not doing chemotherapy no matter what. But when the doctor called me again, and he said, he said that you have to do chemotherapy. There are lymph nodes involvement. It was 14 out of 17 lymph nodes that tested positive for malignancy. And I was like, oh my God, this is the reality now. When he mentioned the lymph nodes to me, I said, this is the reality. It is really cancer, because even up to surgeries, I was saying that I don't have cancer. I was thinking that no, I still don't have cancer. But when he mentioned the lymph nodes to me, I said, this is the reality. And I cried, I was like, oh my God, and I started crying, and my cousin and my husband, they were here with me, and they gave me some strength of comfort. Some people survive chemo, some people don't. So, feeling, my heart racing, feeling sick, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm wondering if I'm going to die. Am I going to pull through this? What is happening, And everything I would message the oncologist and say, I'm experiencing this, I'm experiencing that. Is that okay? Is that not okay? And I was really nervous, because honestly, I'm afraid of death. I'm afraid of dying, because I appreciate life so much, and I don't want to die. I know that we all have to go one day, but I'm just afraid, So what I try to do to keep myself happy, I try to do things in between. When I'm feeling good, I still go out on my trips. I go up in the hills, I spend the night. I go to a pool house and I'll stay a night, and with family, with close family, and my daughter especially. I just take a trip, and I just make memorable moments. And but this journey, it has really taught me a lot, and so much to just be grateful for. The biggest thing I've learned throughout this journey is gratitude. Just to be thankful for each day, for everything, and not to complain. I used to complain about small stuff, but I realized, why complain about that? Sometimes there are bigger, dealing with this cancer, with this diagnosis. I remember somebody said to me, this person messaged me, and she said, here I am, stressing myself over this matter. And when I read your story, I realized that this is small compared to what you are dealing with. And she said, oh my, I need to be grateful. So that's just an example of how I've learned, gratitude. I've learned to be grateful, and not to complain. And to just, I remember I really used to complain even about my weight. I want to lose weight. No, I would, take my weight and dealing with this, these are just the small things that we complain about, just be grateful, and I've learned that, to just be grateful and appreciate everything, appreciate family, appreciate the small things in life, I'm starting to spend more time with family, because I was caught up in my work, not even to spend time with my daughter, I'm hugging her and kissing her now more than before. I'm finding more time for me. It's a time of reflection, and I'm finding more time for me and for my family, and trying to create this balance between life and business, doing what I love. I try to have a balance. Before, I didn't have any balance. I was just all about my business and just caught up in my life. And I just feel like everything happened for a purpose. Now I'm in a relaxed zone, and I'm more reflecting, on what is important, what is really important. But I say, you know, I have a good support system with each bringing different gifts of strength. And my Facebook family, oh my God, my Facebook family, you know, I wish I could, you know, I asked them, you know, how am I going to repay you all? You know, they're like my cheerleaders, you know. Everybody's just been, I didn't know I was so loved until now. The support is overwhelming. It is overwhelming, and I'm really, really grateful that I have the support, because of a lot of people going through this and they don't have the support, and I have the support. So it's just still a lot to be grateful for. You know, I am not alone on this journey. I have strangers reaching out to me, you know. Everybody's looking out, everybody's looking up to me, you know, to pull through. They're looking for me to really get past this, and they said that my story is inspiring, and I've been really, you know, a source of hope for those who needs it, you know, or who's going through it, you know. So I'm here. I have my Facebook page open and my Instagram page open for, you know, anybody who needs any support, you know. My page was private, everything was private, but I'm like, you know, there's somebody who would probably want to reach out to me, you know, and I want to be there. I want to be an advocate, you know. I want to support, because I know what it's like, this journey. You need to hear from somebody who is going through it, you know, and who has gone through it. And if you say that you're helping, then, you know, you have to make yourself available, you know, because we all need hope sometimes, you know. We all need to hear something inspiring, you know, because at first, you know, sometimes I'll get sad, and I read this lady's story, and she's a 25 years, you know, survivor, and I'm like, that really gave me some hope. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to pull through this, you know. This gives me some hope that I'll live to see my grandkids, you know. I live to see my daughter graduate. That's the sort of hope that it gives. So if somebody is going through the same thing and they want to reach out to me, I make myself available. You know, I'm here whenever anybody is ready. I'm here to lend my support to anybody who needs it. Hi, I'm Kaydia, and there is no time like the time I have now.
Yo, what's up? I'm Craig with a Q, and I want to fly planes.